Hello, my name is Amir Asiwala. TAP is a product I invented for my university application. Given is the process of its development. I began with ideation and conceptualization of the product. Now, I believe that one of the best ways of addressing an issue and improving upon it is by tracking your usage. And so, when I read that the prompt was to address an environmental issue, I immediately realized that the best way to address the growing water crisis is by helping users, consumers, track their water usage on a day to day basis in an effective manner, such that they can improve upon their water usage and make them more conscious about it. The product over here is a very rough sketch. It involves a ring that has a pressure sensor, and that pressure sensor fits around the circumference of your faucet. When water flows, it hits the pressure sensor, and that helps you calculate the volume of water that is being used. It is then signaled to a template that displays the volume of water used in real time. So, given here is a calculation that helps you convert the pressure to the amount of volume of water that is being used using the cross section of the faucet. This is my rendering of what the product looks like. That tiny thing over there is a pressure sensor that attaches to the ring, and this is what it looks like when fitted onto your faucet. I then decided to move on to the actual template. I had a basic idea of what I wanted the template to look like, and therefore most of the ideas that I sketched out were pretty much the same. Eventually, I decided to move on with the bottom center one, and started with rendering. I started off with a small square of the stone texture. I wanted to be neutral. I made this tap logo. The P is meant to look like a tap. I put a bit of overlay, then I made the digital display, what each digital display showed. Now, the exciting thing about product design is, I personally believe that this conceptual sketching stage is never truly over, especially for me, mostly because I don't have much experience, but that's the exciting part, the fact that there's always room for improvement, and I think the sketching part should never end. And that's what actually happened here. I'm constantly thinking about ways to improve the design of the product, and I realized that this one particular way of showing it is better. And so I shifted to this sketch. It's this sleek pill shape, and so that's when I went ahead with. I made the receiver, put a bit of shadow, the bevel and emboss, and once the background was added, this is what the final product looks like. The reason I chose 5 and 13 as the dimensions was strategic. 5, 8 and 13 are numbers of the Fibonacci sequence, which means that the ratio of 5 is to 13 is a multiple of the golden ratio of 5, which means scientifically a product with dimensions like this is aesthetically pleasing, which is very important in the design world. A product shouldn't just have a function, it should also be a mixture of function and design. This is a perspective shot. The on button is what is meant to be pressed in order to activate both the receiver as well as the signal and the sensor attached to the faucet. And so you can know the amount of water you use that day, in the week, in the month, and the year. It gives you complete control over the water usage, and that helps you improve upon your water consumption. This particular template has been displayed over a sink, and so that's where you're meant to put it. It's meant to be displayed where you're using the water, so that you're aware of your water usage. Each unit of product comes with an instruction manual. It's heavily pictorial. You put the faucet over the opening, you place the digital template onto the wall, press the button, and then I highly recommend that you download the app. The app is meant not only for convenience but also added features. The app helps you track your water usage via your phone. All values are delivered to your phone. It also has a few facts so that you're more aware about water consumption and the crisis that accompanies it. if there's a leaking faucet, you can click the icon, which will give you information about registered plumbers within your vicinity. The aim is to remove all excuses that lie in the way of saving water. You also have the option of setting a monthly goal for water consumption. There is a maximum limit. If you happen to meet that goal or go below it, you also save amount of water. Based on the amount of water that you save, you get a certain gift voucher that you can use in online shopping. Because the unfortunate truth is, the best incentive is sometimes monetary. I also thought it would be fun and effective to come up with the Instagram tap challenge, where the user documents themselves using only 20 liters of water a day. This is because, statistically, in countries that are going through a water crisis, the citizens get an average of only 20 liters of usable water a day. And so, by putting yourself into that position, you become more conscious through empathy, which I think is the most effective way. Thank you for watching. I do want to stress that the product is still in its conceptual stage, but I do hope that it brings us a step closer to being more crisis conscious.